Thought leadership is a phrase we often hear these days, but what does it really mean? How do you become a thought leader in a world where everyone seems to have something to say? If you've ever wondered how you can stand out in a crowded world or how you can make a meaningful impact, you're not alone. I was asking myself the same question years ago. Back in the late 90s, I was running a tech business, doing everything I could to stay ahead in a rapidly changing environment. We had just navigated through the Asian financial crisis, and I thought that I had things figured out. But then came the dot-com boom, a tidal wave of new opportunities. And as exciting as it was, it felt like we were all just chasing the next big thing. I realized that to stay relevant, it wasn't enough to simply follow the trends. I needed to find a way to contribute something original, something valuable. And that's where the concept of thought leadership comes in. Being a thought leader isn't about being the loudest voice in the room. It's about being the voice that others turn to when they need guidance, clarity, and insight. It's about thinking deeply, challenging assumptions, and creating new conversations. But here's the truth. Thought leadership doesn't come from having all the answers. It comes from asking the right questions, from exploring new perspectives, pushing boundaries, and daring to think differently. And that's exactly what I had to do. In the early 2000s, after the dot-com bubble burst, I often found myself once again facing a tough decision. My business had lost over $1 million, and I was personally in debt. I could have followed the crowd, taking the safe route to recover, but I chose again to think differently. I looked at the problem through a new lens. What was the real value that we were offering? How could we shift our thinking to not just survive, but thrive in this new landscape? And this is where thought leadership begins, by stepping back, reassessing, and thinking critically about what you're doing and why. You see, thought leadership is rooted in authenticity. It's about owning your unique experiences, insights, and values and sharing them in a way that resonates with others. For me, it was about leveraging my expertise in technology, but more importantly, it was about showing others how to adapt and innovate in a constantly changing environment. But here's the key. Being a thought leader isn't just about what you know, it's about the impact you have on others. It's about inspiring people to think differently, to question the status quo, and to take action based on your insights. And this brings me to an important point. Real thought leadership comes from a place of service. It's about helping others see things they might have missed and providing them with tools to succeed in their own journeys. In 2004, when SARS hit, it was another disruption, much like the ones I had already experienced. But by then, I had learned an important lesson. Instead of reacting, I needed to anticipate. I invested in property at a time when others were pulling back. That decision came from a place of thoughtful analysis, and it led to one of my biggest financial successes in 2007. So how do you become a thought leader? It's not about fame or accolades. It's about having a vision and the courage to share that vision, even when it goes against the grain. In the Ignite Your Ikigai Zone program, we teach you how to develop your own brand of thought leadership. We help you uncover your unique perspective, one that's based on your experiences, your values, and the impact you want to make in the world. Through a series of interactive sessions and reflective exercises, you learn how to think critically about your industry, your work, and your place in the world. You discover how to ask the right questions, how to challenge conventional thinking, and how to create a voice that others will follow, not because it's the loudest, but because it's the most thoughtful. And here's what I learned over the years. True thought leadership isn't about being an expert in everything. It's about being an expert in something that's meaningful to you and valuable to others. It's about creating a conversation, sharing insights, and most importantly, helping others grow. And that's why thought leadership is so powerful. It's not just about advancing your career or boosting your reputation. It's about making a lasting impact in your field and inspiring others to do the same. In today's world, with information so readily available, it's easy to get lost in the noise. But real thought leadership cuts through that noise. It's not about quantity, it's about quality. It's about sharing insights that resonate, that provoke thought, and that inspire action. And that's exactly what we focus on in the Ignite Your Ikigai Zone program. We help you find your voice, the one that's not only rooted in your expertise, but also in your Ikigai, your unique reason for being. When you align your thought leadership with your Ikigai, everything changes. You stop chasing trends and you start creating them. You stop following the crowd and you start leading with purpose and conviction. So if you're ready to move from simply participating in a conversation to leading it, the Ignite Your Ikigai Zone program is your next step. We'll help you uncover your unique perspective, refine your message, and become the thought leader you're meant to be. Whether you're in business, technology, the arts, or any field where you want to make a difference, thought leadership is the key to standing out and making an impact. It's about leading with authenticity and sharing a message that's rooted in who you are and the value that you bring. Are you ready to become that voice that others turn to? Take the first step by joining the Ignite Your Ikigai Zone program today. Because the world doesn't need more noise, it needs more thought leaders. And that's exactly what you can become when you align your purpose, your vision, and your voice with the impact that you want to make.